As many of you know, Lionsgate is developing a live-action Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film, and it looks like they're getting their creative team together. According to reports, Lionsgate have tapped X-Men First Class writers Ashley Miller and Zach Stentz to pen the script and has brought Roberto Orci from Spider-Man 2 and Transformers on board as the executive producer. John, buy or sell this creative team for Power Rangers?
Oh man, it so depends. For now, I'm going to very cautiously give it a buy. I mean, like I said before, in principle, I think a Power Rangers movie is a really stupid idea, and I think they're going to suffer for it. But we also said that, hey, you know what? If they take kind of a catching fire kind of approach to it, if they kind of abandon the 80s style cartoon putties, replace those with a darker, serious, not that everything has to be dark and serious, but if you go in a different direction with Power Rangers and make them more of a Hunger Games kind of feel, a little bit darker, a little bit more serious, don't have putties as your big guy, whatever, there are possibilities there. Suddenly there are possibilities. Bringing on the screenwriters from X-Men First Class is certainly a step in the right direction. So I can't help but say I gotta buy it. Jeanette?
I'm gonna sell it. I mean, here's my reason for selling it. Like, been doing a lot of these Comic-Cons, the conventions recently. There are lines around the block for the old Power Rangers. There's still this fervor for what we know as the old Power Rangers, you know, all the jumping around and fighting the, you know, rubber monsters and stuff. That's what people are into, and that's that nostalgia. So I don't know if like rebranding it, like what you're talking about, which either they go one way or the other. If they go with doing the old Power Rangers but updating them a little bit, but keeping that cheesy camp aspect, then I would buy it. But if they go the way you're talking about, I'd sell it just because it's going to be at a loss. It's not going to get the nostalgic people. Like at least Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is right in the middle, even like closer to the original Turtles than people thought. What, they're going to be from outer space? Haha, no they're not. They eat pizza, they jump around, they just have weird, their faces are a little weirder. Yeah. But you know, it's basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's nothing new. It's just better graphics and a new story. You know, more blades from, you know, Shredder. So,
Christian?
I'm gonna sell it until I get a trailer for it.
Yeah.
But I think that I'd more like to see your version of it as well. And that's because I wasn't a Power Rangers fan, and I know that there's a huge audience for it. And Schnepp, you might be 100% right. That's the version that they want to see. But for me, my personal taste is I'd rather see something. If you're going to get the First Class writers, then give me a story to where I was just as emotionally involved as I was in First Class. And then we can see what we can do with new effects, and maybe you can bring in a whole new generation of fans because you're taking it in that approach. But it just doesn't excite me yet. When I see a trailer and when I hear who the director is, then I'll start to get.
That'll tell us a lot about the tone. Once we hear who the director
but you're right. I mean, it's like such a weird thing. I personally would like to see a different take on Power Rangers, but they're going to keep that spandex. You know what I mean?
I don't think they will, because I mean, this whole idea about the big long lineups of the Comic-Cons and all this kind of stuff, that's great. But like the biggest line, I remember, was it last year or 2 years ago when they did the Serenity Firefly reunion thing? That might have been the most nutty panel, aside from what was going on in Hall H, but they packed out Ballroom 20. You had all these brown coats, dressed up cosplay, blah, 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 but nobody went to go see the movie when it came out. It just doesn't really, it's like all nerds out there who are into Firefly like me and us, we are attracted like moths to a flame when that event happens, but we still pretty much represent all of us almost, you know? It's kind of unfortunate.
You know, you bring up the thing about how they might be in spandex. They might, remember X-Men, when X-Men came out in 2000, they made a joke about not wearing the yellow because it wasn't gonna play. So they changed it up because they wanted to, oh, but they're in the black suits, that's cooler, you know, so who knows what they're gonna do.
Maybe all the Morphin Rangers are all being like black leather.
I hope they don't go that far. Even I hope they don't go that far.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.